So hi, good evening, everyone from the tribe. This is Roshni. Uh, just introducing myself and Priya to start with. So I'm the founder of the Ovomania Women Entrepreneur Tribe. I'm also a business coach. So just reading out the vision of the tribe. So the tribe believes in educating, empowering, and growing women entrepreneurs and their businesses. We come from a space where we actually believe that givers who give selflessly grow, and which is why we started these workshops to help each other grow and support the businesses of so many women entrepreneurs out over here. So today we've actually designed a very beautiful workshop where Priya is going to take us through her entire journey, and she is also going to handhold people from the tribe to create something of their own post this particular workshop towards the end. So introducing who Priya is. So Priya Kaur is the founder and a solo entrepreneur of House of Nirvair. House of Nirvair is a jewelry brand that specializes in scripted and spiritual jewels. Priya has grown her brand to spread into 15 different countries and across 500 different clients. So today we're going to talk about how do we build creativity into entrepreneurship using Priya's entire journey of her brand building, and then she will handhold us as to how can we use our own creativity to add feathers into the cap of our businesses. Over to you, Priya.
Thank you, Roshni. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Just to let you all know, this is my first webinar, so just bear with me if I go wrong anywhere. And so I guess let's begin. Roshni, should I begin with the presentation?
Please do, please do. Good luck.
Thanks. So I hope all of y'all have a pen or a pencil and a notebook handy because it's going to be a little interactive. I'm going to be asking you to, maybe write a few things down or, scribble a few things right from the second or third slide. So everyone, yeah, just have a pen and a paper handy. Everyone can see the screen? Roshni, just give me a thumbs up if you can see it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Great. Okay. So all that glitters is not gold. Selling through the waves, intended, sailing through the waves or selling through the waves. So let me tell you a little bit about House of Nirvair. As Roshni told you girls, we are a fine jewelry brand and we specialize in scripted and spiritual wear. So what do the Nirvair products stand for? What do they really give the customer? What is our USP? Our USP is we are into spiritual products, soulful. They really speak to the soul. They really connect with the soul of the client. Most of the designs are around scripts. They are personalized and standardized at the same time. So they are personalized when it comes to what script you really want in it. You can get shloks and shabads written, and you can also get maybe your grandfather's or your husband's name written. So there is no end to what can be inscribed on your jewels. Um, it is standardized because we have standardized the gold weight, we have standardized the dimension. So there are a lot of aspects that we have standardized in the design also. It's authentic as in, it is a completely original creation. It is not a replica of anything else with any other brand. Also, we are very, very authentic when it comes to the gold and the quality of the diamonds. We give only what we say. So we are very authentic when it comes to that. The Nirvair jewelry is more about purpose over luxury. So when someone is wearing a Nirvair jewel, they are really able to connect with it. and hence, it is more purpose over luxury. It connects with the client's value system, and it is cross-cultural. Today, it's not only a Sikh who's wearing a Punjabi kada. Today, I even have Muslim clients and clients from Dubai who wear the kada with their ayat or their holy scriptures inscribed on these. So when you read this, spiritual, soulful, scripts, personalized, standardized, authentic, purpose over luxury, all of you, quickly, you have your pen and paper in your hand. I'm not going to show you the design, the Nirvair design as of now. I want you girls to tell me, what do you perceive out of this? So quickly, just scribble something. I'm just going to ask one or two of you all to really show me what you've scribbled. What do you think? What can you imagine this product to be? Are we done? If anyone is ready with it, can they just raise their hand? Roshni, I am not able to see the chats or who's raising their hand. So can you just see that?
Anji, let me just check. So no one's answered yet. Anyone who's been able to scribble anything, we can go wrong. It's okay.
This is the entire takeaway from today. When it comes to creativity, there's nothing right or wrong here.
Yeah, so I am just unmuting people. Okay.
Hi, Priya. Can you repeat your question again?
Sure. So basically, what you can see on the screen, we say spiritual, soulful, scripts, personalized. So when you take these aspects, okay, what do you think the product would be like? I just want your creativity to go running. It has not to necessarily be a jewelry. It can be anything, whatever comes to your mind looking at these aspects, at these characteristics.
So we have Shipra Singh who's scribbled something.
Okay, great. So
Shipra, do you want to show it to us?
So Shipra, you can just, I think, put your video on and show it to us.
Can you see this?
No.
Video is not on.
Yeah.
Just a moment.
Yep.
Okay, can you see me?
Yeah, now I can see it.
Great. So what I have scribbled here is a ring. You see it?
Okay.
Can you see it? This is
You need to okay, yeah, you've scribbled a ring. I see the ring, yeah.
this is a ring with a K in the center on the gem or whatever it is, and it
Right.
is surrounded by an aura.
Wow. Wow, that's
Okay.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
I have also drawn a ring with Om on it.
Who's this? Sorry, I can't.
Super. Yeah.
A ring with Om on it.
That's Venuji?
Yes.
Okay.
A ring with Om on it.
That's great. So,
I can I also join in?
yes, please.
Yeah, sure.
So I've made a kada, but it's
Okay.
also a kind of pendant.
Wow.
So you can wear it as a kada as well as a chain, with a chain.
Can you show it to us?
Okay, and it is again a Om, and inscribed is the Om Bhurbhuva Swaha, the Gayatri mantra in that.
Awesome. Can you show it? I mean, is it possible for you to show it?
Yeah, so that's Mini G who's talking. Yeah.
Okay, so it's actually a kada,
Okay.
which can be worn as a
Okay. That's That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Anybody else? That's very, very creative, in fact. Mrinalini ji?
Thank you.
I have
Who's that?
that's
Hello?
Naina. This is Shweta here.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, Shweta. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Want me to introduce myself?
So your voice is not very clear.
So to introduce myself,
Not very clear. Have you drawn something? You could possibly show the video.
third into the session.
Voice is really cracking here.
Yeah.
So, so my name is Naina, and I have actually tried, not very good with designs though, but what I've tried doing is it's just a small locket that I've made, which has again Om in it. And again, there is a mantra that is there, and on either side, there's actually a chain. So it's like a neck piece that is there.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's
So you
amazing.
type the mantra within the Om.
Inside the Om, yeah.
That's amazing. That's beautiful. So
Very creative, guys.
that's beautiful. So this is what I really wanted to bring forward over here. So these descriptions common to all of us, but how everyone perceives it in a different way and creates something that is their own brainchild and their own perception of what they're seeing, of what they're reading. Okay, so this is what creativity is about. I will be looking at a tree, you will be looking at a tree, but our creative side will be perceiving something completely different out of it. So now I'll show you all what was the first piece that I created. So this was the first kada that you see over here, inscribed by a holy line from our Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which means prosperity. It was for a very pious occasion that I had gotten this design. So what was different? Like if you say Nirvair today has more than 500 clients in different countries and cities, but I'm a solopreneur still working from my studio at my place. So what was it that we did different? How did we flourish and thrive? This is the traditional kada. I think we all have seen it. It's going on since generations and centuries. The kada has just been like this. What did Nirvair do? We added a design element to the traditional kada. We made it in a way that something that humans already really connect with, a certain culture already connects with. Now I have increased the connectivity value in the design. Okay, I am telling them that I can personalize the script for you. I can add diamonds. So I'm also adding an aspirational value here, in case you just don't want to wear a gold kada that's inscribed, you want to enhance it with diamonds, you want to show it off. So I basically got on to where people were able to adorn and show off their spirituality. We did this across cultures. We did it in English. We started doing affirmations. We did it in Arabic, like you see in the different pictures here. We did it with horoscopes, zodiac signs. Again, this is what we just spoke about. We gave a design element to the traditional kada, cultural integrity. Nirvair kadas became the new norm. Now, rather than the traditional kada, people are now wearing the Nirvair kadas. It's adorned across communities, like you see. We have done it in Arabic also. And we created a new market for fine jewelry. So we went beyond evil eyes and astrological stones and all of that. And that is what Nirvair basically did. So where are we today? So we have a physical presence only in Mumbai. We have an international clientele of in over 15 countries. Pan India, we are in over 25 cities, completely self-funded as of now, and a strictly B2C market. We are not into B2B at all. So there were a lot of challenges, but we call them opportunities. So this is a one-woman army, a solopreneur, doing everything by herself from her studio in her house, and has still managed to reach where we are today. So humbly proud about that. Minimal inventory because we are self-funded. So and as everyone knows, fine jewelry is something that requires a lot of investment. If you go in for an inventory. So very, very strict policy of just in time, only custom made. So very minimal inventory. Limited marketing budget again, because we are self-funded. Replication, I mean, that is also, you could say, it is a way of being appreciated. Big brands started, big jewelers, not brands, but big jewelry houses started replicating, and hence they were, at times able to offer it at cheaper prices because they did not have any R&D cost. So when you're creating something original, there is an R&D cost involved in that, which is not there in case of a replica. So we have that problem.
But Priya, sorry, is it okay to ask a question now? Because this replication, replication is a very, it's a very common malady, right? Especially, in the fashion and accessories market. And these big business houses, did they take permission from you before replicating, or they just copied your designs?
So that we are going to be entering into a completely different zone when you come into patenting and trademarking. So no, if it's a replication, if you're being replicated, obviously ask for my permission. I'm not going to give them permission to replicate.
They so they did it without go ahead from you, and they sold it at a cheaper.
Sorry, so here I'm not talking about the legal aspect about it. So basically, when a customer is going to a big jewelry house, now I don't do bridal jewelry. तो अगर किसी की शादी है, अगर कोई एक बड़ा नेकलेस खरीदने गया है, उधर ही उसको एक कड़ा मिल रहा है, तो वो मे बी वहां से खरीद लेगा. But
so even I was not touching upon the legal aspect. I was just touching upon the practice that, even big business houses, they would actually copy a solopreneur's design and sell it at a cheaper price. I mean, that's really sad,
But,
so unethical. It's so unethical.
Exactly. But I would also say that was a blessing in disguise for me, because a lot of friends who are going to these big houses, they became very intrigued to know कि ये कौन सी लड़की है जो घर से काम और ये कौन बना रहा है और इसके पास और क्या creative होगा.
Okay.
So, no one could match up to my finishing. So we are very, very particular about the finishing that we offer. Again, when I say that we are very, very authentic. And of course, it's a price sensitive market. So yes, these were the few challenges we had, which we took as opportunities. What I'm trying to say over here is that even when it was replication, we took it as an opportunity. We took it as if they were my free advertisers. So these big jewelry houses became my free advertisers.
Sure.
Even if someone is wearing a replica, they know it, that they're wearing a Nirvair replica or they're wearing a Priya Kaur replica. So that is something we have been able to achieve in spite of being small. So again, how did we do it? In spite of being small, how did we do it? We have really analyzed the spending capacity and preferences of our TG. None of our products are above the 1,50,000 range. So that is something we have very, very precisely seen. Service and customer retainment over profitability is something we are very, very particular about our service. We don't look at profits when it comes to that. Prioritizing the needs of the artisan, something that all of us need to prioritize, especially in these times. We really need to take care of their needs. Quality control, as I said, very particular about the finishing. Focus on the core product, always creating. So basically, to get over the people who are replicating you, always be 2 steps ahead of them. That's the only way out to survive. And the courage to say no. When I say the courage to say no, I just told you all, we are not into bridal jewelry. So if somebody comes to me, कि मेरे लिए कातियर का ब्रेसलेट बना दे या मेरे लिए ये बीना गोका का नेकलेस बना दे, we say straight off, no, we are not going to replicate, we are not going to copy anybody else's design. And when we say no for that, we are saying no to maybe a business of 10 to 20 lakhs at times. But yes, as a company, we follow that ethics, that have the courage to say no. If you don't want to face the brunt of a certain thing, don't practice it yourself.
Exactly.
What is the way forward? Very simple. We are a flourishing brand today, evolving culture of the future. That's what we want. When people think spirituality, when people think religion, they should think of Nirvair. Okay, so now we are coming to the second part of the presentation. Sorry, before that. So in the second part of the presentation, there is going to be a lot of mind work from you girls. Okay, so I'm just giving you a heads up of what were my inspirations, what led me to create something on spiritual lines. Okay, so these are the things that I am attracted to nature, that I am attracted to in nature. I love the lunar eclipse. I love shooting stars. I love the snow. Hence, you see, there is a lot of, I enjoy working with gold and diamonds. And you see a lot of yellow and orange and fire and white and calmness. And those are the colors of diamonds and gold. So that is what I have always been attracted to in nature. So because my mom is originally from Amritsar, the Golden Temple were annual visits every year, going to Nana Nani's house. So you could say that my spiritual inspiration came from there, but also my architectural inspiration came from there, because the Golden Temple, if you all have visited the Golden Temple, it is filled with scripts on the inside. And I took them as a part of design. I was not just reading them as a script. I was looking at it as a design. Like what I just told you, everyone perceives a certain thing in different ways. Now, if you look at this is a Taj Mahal. This was my visit to the Taj Mahal when I was in my teens. Okay, now you look at it, it's so beautiful. You don't even come to know that the border is not a design, it's actually a script. It is so beautifully incorporated in the design that it looks like a design. Okay, now this is again a visit during my MBA days. This was a visit to China, Great Wall of China. Again, the picture that I took was, oh my God, scripts, everywhere I went to scripts. This was my visit to different museums. And again, whatever I got attracted to was scripts on gemstones, an amulet with scripts, a Persian turban helmet with scripts. So all I'm trying to tell you is that my growing up years were a lot about spirituality, all about concentrating on scriptures. That is where my eye used to very naturally turn towards. So now everyone, your pens and papers out. It's time to start getting deep into what your inspiration is. Is everyone with me till here?
Yeah, Priya, we are.
So nurturing creative entrepreneurship. So it is very surprising that creativity is very, very free flowing. And at the same time, it is also very structured. So there is actually, so we have come up with this 3-step, may I call it a formula, or I don't know what, inspiration, introspection, inception. So it starts with inspiration, which leads to introspection, and then we come up with the product, we create the product. So everyone, is creativity a characteristic we are born with, or can it be nurtured? What is your take on this? If anyone can just unmute themselves.
It can be nurtured.
I feel it's both.
Okay, Roshni thinks it's both. And who said it can be nurtured?
Mehek.
Mehek. Okay, so Mehek says it can be nurtured. Anyone else? Anyone else who thinks that it cannot be nurtured? It's only.
I think we are born with it.
Meenuji?
I think we are born with it. It's just that sometimes we don't use it.
Okay.
I think
So-
Miniji wanted to say something.
Okay, I opened the cards. I went to the next slide. Anji Maniji,
Okay.
please tell me.
Miniji, you'll have to go unmute.
So according to me, you are born with it. Maybe you are not. You have not come across it, or it is hidden somewhere in you.
Mhm.
So generally, you have a creative side, but maybe you have not explored it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyone
And
else?
Yeah.
so we have Shipra on the chat saying something.
Mhm.
So Shipra says that it can be nurtured.
Great. So in a way, we all are saying that we are born with it. Some of us realize it. Some of us don't realize it, but it still can be nurtured. And that's great because we all are correct over here. We all are on the same page over here. Creativity, we all have a creative side. We all have a productive side. It's only upon us to really go deep within and get that side out. And even like today, I say I am a creative entrepreneur, but creativity is something that you keep digging in, and something new is just going to keep coming out. So there is no end to creativity. Even at the age of 80, you can continue being creative. A creative person, there it is just there in all of us. Rewire your brain to make the most of your inherent ability to generate original ideas. Again, when I say creativity in India, one thing we need to really pay prime focus on. We really need to focus on creating original ideas, on creating, on basically giving a form and shape to our brainchild. That is something we should really use our time into. Again, creativity can be for processes too. It's not necessary you have to be in jewelry or in fashion or an architect or anything like that. It can be for processes too. So coming to the first group, when we talk about inspiration, everything starts with inspiration. If anyone has any questions, please you can ask me during this time. So yes, everything starts with inspiration, and there are 9 steps to creativity. So basically, there are 9 habits that we need to inculcate so that we can make our creativity grow by leaps and bounds. So everyone, please make a note of these points, and we have to be very, very conscious about following these points. So when we say inspiration, the first thing for inspiration is we have to observe mindfully. We have to observe the environment around us, the nature around us, uh, whatever, maybe the props around us, the people around us. We have to get into mindful observation. And again, as we did in the first exercise, all of us will perceive the same object. All of us will perceive the same activity in very, very different ways. Tap into your creative energy, look around. Discover nuances and details you have not noticed before. Now, what can happen over here is that there is so much to look around. Now, even if we are locked down in our houses, you just look outside your window and there is still so much to look around. So what happens is that we might get a little overwhelmed at times, just calm and just become calm and start getting into the relationship between things. Like a simple thing, a branch in a tree, a bird in a tree, a bird and the bird's nest, So start discovering the relationship between things and mindfully observe that. So right now, what I want all of you all to do is, do all of you have access to your surroundings outside right now? I mean, can you look outside the window?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you all to look outside and just scribble something. We have like maybe 30 to 45 seconds for this. Just scribble something.
You want us to write or sketch?
You want to sketch, you want to write, you want to scribble,
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Whoever is ready with it can just let us know.
Hello, this is Harsh.
Who's this?
I'm ready.
That is Induji.
Yeah.
Anji.
Molten golden sunlight streaming in through my window.
Okay, wow, that's beautiful. So Induji sees golden sunlight.
Call me Indu ya Priya.
And anyone else?
Yeah, I also figured out something.
Roshni.
Yeah. So, so I can actually see a plant with heart-shaped leaves.
Wow, heart shape. That's what you have perceived them to.
Yeah.
Be. Beautiful.
Can I come in?
Yes, yes, please. Just name yourself because I'm.
Yeah. Shipra here.
Shipra.
I see the shades of greens on a single tree. It's a huge tree, and there are
Yeah.
various shades of green on that.
And anything that you perceive from those greens? Color that
I
you would like
see. I see it from absolutely that dhani color jo hota hai. Absolutely light green to getting, something starting from nascent stage to getting older.
Wow, wow, beautiful.
So I really like Mini J opening the window and watching what's outside.
Yeah. I'm already seeing, but I'm trying to see anything else I can.
That was very sweet.
Because I can only see sun and the bright golden light coming.
Yeah.
We have
in the
two people
background.
saying
The
nice,
road is absolutely clear, so you can see only the sun and the road. That's it.
And do you think of anything when you see an empty road? Does it remind you of anything?
I feel very peace in my yeah.
Okay.
I feel it symbolizes peace.
Awesome. And
Because
how
this
many
road is otherwise full of noise and so much of activity going on throughout.
Right.
So these days, I find it is very peaceful when I see the empty road.
Wow. And how many of us find looking at an empty road feel that we are stuck at home?
No, I don't.
It reminds me of playing cricket during Band, in my childhood days.
Wow. So see, now exactly this is what I was saying. All of us, when we look outside, we can see trees, we can see an empty road, or maybe in other situations with a lot of cars. Now,
Sunlight.
somebody finds an empty road peaceful. Somebody looking at an empty road feels that, oh, I'm stuck at home. Somebody feels like playing cricket. Somebody sees leaves, different shades of green. Somebody sees leaves as in a heart shape. So again, we all are looking at a tree, but we all are perceiving that tree, perceiving that road in so many different ways. So this is what your creativity is. It is relevant only to you. So mindful observation, girls. Okay? Change your environment. How many times do we really feel, especially now because we all of us are working from home, do we feel like changing our room, changing our environment? So on a more regular basis, you really need to be mindful about what is your productive zone. Okay, you'll need to figure it out. It could be your bed, it could be your workplace, it could be your hall, it could be your bathroom, it could be a cafe, it could be a garden, it could be, but you really need to identify that spot where your creativity goes running, where your productivity goes running. you need to find that time in the day. It could be morning, it could be night. Like I am a late night person. I am the most productive, I'm the most creative at 1 o'clock in the night. Someone like Roshni, I'm sure, would be most productive or most creative. Okay, I'm not sure, I'm just assuming, would be most productive or more creative during the early hours of the morning. So again, get your time zone right. There are times when I take my laptop into my bathroom because I can like think, I get like these light bulb wale ideas when I'm in the bathroom. So get that spot. Okay. Now, obviously, you can't be sitting in your bathroom and working all the time, but you, I mean, what I'm trying to tell over here is that find your spot. Okay. Mindfully, very, very important. Have a dedicated space where you create and only create. You do nothing else there. Your kids don't come over there. Your husband or your boyfriend or your mother or your father, no one comes over there. That is the space where you create, and it is your space. When I say create, it is also about being productive. So wherever you think limitlessly, okay? What colors boost your creative thinking? Now, the spot that you choose to work from, are those colors pleasant to you? So usually it's said that blue is the color that really provokes creativity. But again, this is something very, very personal. Like if you see, I have a white wall, so my entire office is white. So I am very peaceful and very productive in this environment. So again, you need to mindfully get to know, are you very, very productive around clutter? So some people want to think unconventionally, they want to go crazy. Now this is with the tech guys and girls usually, you know, when they really want to go all crazy and, you know, think of all the things possible. So then clutter works for a lot of people. For a lot of people, it is a tidy space. Okay, so you really need to sit and identify what environment are you most creative in. Are we all together here? So anything, anyone has any inputs over here? If they already know what environment they are very, very comfortable in, it could be anything: time, color, space, restaurant, anything. Any inputs here?
So let's give a chance to people who've not spoken up so far.
Sure.
Yeah, so we have, yeah, so I think let's have everyone participate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you just follow up?
Yeah, so can I call out Neha Mundra, Shilpa Chadda, Preeti?
Yeah, hi.
Mehak Wadhwa, yeah.
Hi, Neha here.
Yeah,
Hi,
So, hi. I'm quite in, I'm enjoying it, learning a lot. So I have no questions. That's why I didn't ask anything. Just one observation that I did in the last exercise. I wanted to say it, but I didn't. So the observation is, when I looked outside, pehle to usual dikha, vegetable vendors, etc., the sunlight and the sunset and all that. But then I saw a very peculiar thing, which was the dustbins were there in my society, which were emptied, and uske paas hi there was a very pretty flowers blooming, you know. So I thought ki kitna, sometimes you have both. You also have the garbage which you have to let out, and then there are blooming flowers just next to it. So maybe, I don't know, maybe coexistence, or I don't know.
Beautiful.
So,
Wow.
Beautiful. Yeah.
That is such
yeah.
a beautiful way of looking at it. So
Yeah.
you know what?
So
Yeah.
maybe I am in that frame of mind. Sometimes I feel what you are thinking also affects what you see outside.
Okay. That is
Yeah.
how do you relate it here?
So maybe, you know, with all this COVID thing going on, I am thinking about spirituality and karma of late. And so sometimes when I look outside, I feel that, you know, you need to go through some negative experiences to, you know, really enjoy the positive aspects of life.
That is absolutely true, and I think you're not the only person thinking about this. I mean, even our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, tells us to light a candle. So, spirituality is something that all of us are really realizing, and yes, maybe this time has been brought upon us to realize this very thing. So, it
Yeah.
is actually beautiful for you to relate garbage with beauty. That's I mean, you should really ponder over this and grow on this idea. It's a beautiful thing that you have thought. Now, let me tell you one thing. So, nothing is a wrong idea, nothing is a right idea when it comes to creativity. When I was in school, I used to get a D in drawing. So, till date, I cannot sketch for nuts. Okay, but still, I am running a brand which is a completely creative brand, and I am boasting myself to be a completely original creator. So again, it has got nothing to do with what you sketch and what you draw and all of it. It is all about how you conceptualize things, how you perceive things. Okay. Uh, Anyone over here who wants to tell us about their creative zone? Or should we just go ahead?
So let's check if there's anyone else. So there's Preeti, there is Harsha, there's Karishma Kalro, there's Meenal, Jyoti, Jeswani. Anybody who wants to speak up?
Yeah, Harsha here.
Yes, Harsha.
So I actually, in sync with the points which has been given by Priya, and one more point I, add to my corner, which is music in background. So while you are, doing something creative, whether you are, drawing, sketching, or you are in the kitchen, creating some dish. So music plays a important role, and it really cheers you up while you are doing things, which is more into creativity.
Absolutely. And what kind of music are you the most creative with?
I go with any music, especially Bollywood. At times, old classical English songs also we used to hear during our college days.
Wow.
Whitney Houston and you know Michael Jackson.
That's beautiful. Great. Yeah.
So Priya, sorry to interrupt, but let's just have a look at the time. We have almost 20 minutes to go. Okay.
Right.
ठीक है, चलो.
Okay, so moving ahead. How many of us really go for a walk? Guilty. I don't. Okay, so taking a creative stroll. We all know when we work out, when we walk, our endorphins are released, and we get thinking, our mind works better, our body works better. So again, a very, very important step in your creative process is keep yourself active. Cardio is like a more appropriate way. Also, when you go out for a walk or when you go out cycling and all of it, again, you can go back to mindful observation, because what's happening around you, nature around you, people around you, two people talking, uh, just anything, the birds and all of it. So again, something we should really, really try and inculcate in our lives. I'm going to be trying to do that more often. Also, if you go to the last point, there is something that is a sound walk. So when you go out for a stroll or walk or whatever, try and listen to the sounds around you. It could be the birds, it could maybe just be the soft wind, the waves. Just try and concentrate on the sounds on the sounds around you, and from where are those sounds coming. Again, that is something that will boost your creativity, and it will, get your brains running. Okay, so I have a question.
Priya, can I ask a question?
Please.
Yeah. So can we ask all the participants to share what is it that they do in the form of exercise, or anything that really helps them release happy hormones? So I have been inspired by Vinuji to start dancing, and
Wow.
I'll start with sharing my own experience. So since yesterday I've started doing bhangra.
Wow.
And it's really making me happy. So I just want to know what everyone is doing.
Is it also boosting, is it also helping to rewire your brain? Do you think
Absolutely.
that
The ideas that are coming to me in terms of the quality and the pace, I have not experienced that before.
Wow. Wow. Anybody else?
Mini G.
Yes, please.
Since I am a health professional myself, so I am very much used to walking. I walk at least 1 hour every day. I am into yoga and I'm into gymming also. But all the gym is closed. I can't walk out. So I try to do a little yoga. But what keeps me very excited about workout is, like Roshni said, dancing. So I love dancing. I just put on the music and I close the room and dance. I just dance my heart out. So that is the best form of cardio for me. Because and I love dancing alone also. It's not like yeah, I need people around me to dance.
And again,
So
does it
that's it.
help you feel
It
better?
does.
Does it?
It does. It makes me very you know you feel so light. You feel so energetic after that. That whatever you do after that, you are going to do it in a better way.
So with a fresher mind, yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, we have a health expert validating what we just discussed, so I'm happy about that.
Anyone else who wants to share? Shilpa, Preeti, Indu?
Yeah, hi. So this is Shilpa. Yeah, normally I enjoy my morning walks, and of course, because of the lockdown, that's not possible. But I put on this 30-minute cardio walk video nowadays morning with a lot of music and peppy walking moves, and that's really been keeping me pepped up all through the day, and making me realize that time and space are only in our head a lot of times. So we can adapt very easily.
Okay, so now girls, we have gone through the first stage, which is inspiration, where we have discussed mindful observation, change in your environment, and taking a creative stroll. So I want at least two of you all to tell me, have you all been able to identify where do your major inspirations come from through these three processes?
Can I share my experience?
Sure, please.
Yeah, so my major inspiration came from experience. So I basically run Pehchan. It's a women's organization for elderly ladies. And when I observed the elderlies around me, my mother-in-law, my grandmother, I realized after the age of 40, 45, when children have nested out, a woman would generally deteriorate because her family was the nucleus of her life. And when that ceases to now demand the attention it used to, then women generally just lose hold of life, and that's when you see depression and a lot of such things setting in. So that's where my inspiration from Pehchan came, to form a group where everybody would engage creatively and boost each other up through a lot of creative talks and things which we are seeing through this platform currently.
Wow.
Wow.
So we could say mindful observation was somewhere maybe that you began from when
Yes,
you were.
yes, absolutely, yes.
Wow, beautiful. Anybody else?
Yeah, I always keep a sketchbook with me, a tiny little notebook which goes with me everywhere. It's a part of my bag, like it's like my wallet. I don't step out without it. So, anything, yeah, apart from my work table on which I actually do my sketches, and that's a steady way. That's what I do in the studio. But apart from that, this is like a mobile thing. I keep it in the bag, and anytime that I'm traveling or commuting, or I'm out of town, and I'm in the flight or in the train or car, whatever, and I something strikes me, or I want to just jot something down. It could be a thought, it could be my next collection, it could be what I want to share, on my social media pages. It could be a sketch, it could be anything. But I kind of jot it down, and how I want to portray it. I just jot all that, more like a scribble. But then I flesh it out later when I want to really work on it and make it into something. So I found that very empowering, honestly, to be able to, yeah, to jot down whatever I'm inspired by, whatever it is that I want to do.
Amazing. You're going to be coming to that soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is one of the steps, actually. So, okay, so we'll move ahead. Now we come to the next stage, that is introspection. So obviously now we have gotten inspired, which is everything is a continuous process over here now, you know. Also, girls, I really need the ones who are not, you know, forward. This is, y'all are going to be able to take away something from this only if y'all get a little more involved. So please participate a little more. So when we talk about introspection, so now everything that we observe, okay, now when we are in a creative space, now is the time for us to really take everything in, okay, and start introspecting. So what are the steps when you're introspecting? Recharge your curiosity. Okay, now everything that you have seen around, okay, while you were walking, while you were dancing, while you were sitting in your creative zone and thinking and all of it. All that you got inspired from, now you need to start digging in. Okay, now see, because ultimately we all are in creative fields and we all are here to do business. So now we have to start digging in. So today it's, you know, research, speak to people, ask questions, go on to Google, spark your imagination, from everything that you have seen and have gotten inspired from. What is it that piques your interest the most? Okay, now you really need to identify that. What is it that you're going on getting attracted to, going on, you know, continuously every time? Like for me, everywhere I went, I could see scripts, you know, even there were like 10 things. There's a golden temple with, which is like completely made of gold, but I used to be stuck on that wall which had scripts written on it. There was a wall with flowers on it, but I was stuck on a wall with scripts on it, you know. So you really need to identify, you need to get curious about it, you need to go deep into it. Like for me, I am somebody who is now getting into the study of scripts, on on the different types of scripts, so on the different formations, from where did it all begin and all of it. There's Latin, there is Sanskrit. So I'm just trying to tell you girls is that you really need to research what you are continuously getting inspired towards. The more you know, the more your mind will be awakened. Okay. Then there is something called blue sky thinking. Now this is really important when it comes to creative thinking. So हम लोग सब बोलते हैं sky is the limit. Sky is the limit, right? So when we say sky is the limit, we're actually saying that it's limitless. Okay, when we say sky is the limit, the universe is the limit, what we're trying to say is that nothing is impossible. There are no limitations. So this is something very, very similar to the vision board that Roshni has been doing with all of us. So what we are supposed to do over here, we are only supposed to think creatively, barring all the limitations aside. Do not think what is your financial capacity. Do not think abhi COVID chal raha hai, market kab khulega pata nahi, ye possible nahi hai, ye impact nahi. वो सब बाद में आ सकता है. अभी आप बस अपना माइंड खोल दो, ठीक है? आप you think blue sky for the money, मतलब मेरे पास जहान, पूरे जहान का पैसा मेरे पास है, पूरे जहान की टेक्नोलॉजी मेरे पास है, पूरे जहान का टाइम मेरे पास है, मेरे बच्चे नहीं हैं, मेरा पति नहीं है, मेरे सास ससुर नहीं है, कोई नहीं है, मैं अकेली हूँ. अगर मेरे पास सब कुछ होता what I wanted, बिना कोई लिमिटेशन के, just let your creativity fly. Okay, now I want at least 2 of you all to come up with something like this, limitless.
Hello everyone, can I share something? This is Jyoti.
Yeah, hi Jyoti.
Hi. As you said that this is the time that we can explore and we can spend time with ourselves. So I am also doing the same thing. I run a school. So right now everything is under lockdown, and I am observing, and I am researching, and I'm learning new things. I've joined a group on Facebook. So they are teaching one skill in a day. Like they are teaching to coding, they are teaching graphic designing, like basic, very basic, that every businesswoman or a
a person should know, a basic thing to make a poster or something like that. And I'm reading books, I'm researching more, and I'm spending this beautiful time to enhance my skills.
Wow. Anything related to the blue sky thinking?
To the blue sky thinking, yes, I am exploring like what else can be done in the school, so that I can take it to the next level.
So tell me what else can be done. I don't want you to think about location, yeah, constraints, yeah, cost, yeah, kuch. Tell me what can be done. Tell me any one thing that you want to do with it.
I want to start LMS, like of our own. Now that now that the companies have come up and they have got their own LMS, they are selling their products. So with this technology, there will be no use of teachers anymore. So they are selling the content, and the content will be given to the teachers, and they have to just play the video and teach. So we are moving towards homeschooling also, that any parent can take the content from these vendors and just make their child learn. So I want to create my own LMS, and I want to train our teachers that, see, we are going towards that particular thing. So I don't want you all to lose your passion, and we will use your passion in some creative way.
Okay, and have you already started working on this LMS?
Yes, I have started working on it.
Okay, that's great.
I have found one software engineer who is our parent again. So I am in contact with that person and thinking and brainstorming how do we do it.
Awesome. Anyone else? Something wacky
I
that
want to share.
Please, Roshni. Yeah.
Yeah, so something really, really blue sky, and so don't judge me on this, but I want to take the tribe to become a global platform to market women entrepreneurs. Number one. Number two, to be the voice of women entrepreneurs. Number three, to be the knowledge platform for women entrepreneurs. Number four, to be the largest channel of sales and get women entrepreneurs customers. The only focus of women entrepreneurs should be to make their product.
Okay.
That's my dream.
I'm into that.
Thank you.
Now Roshni has she has identified what she wants to do with the tribe. Now she needs to put actual numbers to it. Okay, so let them be as wacky, let them be as unachievable. Okay, but what is it that Roshni wants to set a number at? So Roshni, just pick up any one point and set a number to that.
I would say countries, 150 countries.
Wow. Okay, and in how much time? You can even say 1 day.
No, I would say 10 years.
10 years, 150 countries. Okay. So now I hope she has set the stage for all of you all to be able to think upon. Okay. So what you really need to do is get all your constraints out, get all your problems and all your limitations out of the window, throw them out of the window, and just think without any limit, where sky is the limit. Okay. So once you do this, okay, now in this, okay, find nuggets. Okay, find nuggets that are achievable. Okay, so now within this, if Roshni says that she wants to reach 150 countries, okay, so here she's finding the nugget. Okay, how is it achievable? Okay, when you say 10 years, 150 countries, that is achievable. Okay, but the minute you start thinking of 10 years first, the problem comes there. Okay, so don't think of the constraint first. Okay, let your mind fly, let your mind flow, let your creativity flow, let it just come out. Okay, and then you bring the constraints in the picture, then you think of it practically. Okay, of what is doable and what is not doable, and then start concentrating on the doable stuff. Okay, so here remember one thing. Now this is a transition. We were talking about let yourself flow, okay? But when we have to bring it into practice, then we start talking about constructive thinking. So it's basically a marriage between creative thinking and critical thinking. So we have to basically get habituated to it. Now we're coming into inception. As I just said, everything kind of merges into the other. So whatever you see in inception, because all of us know creativity is an ongoing process. So we have been inspired, we have introspected. Now is the time to create. Okay, but again, introspection and creation will always go hand in hand. It will always go that way. This is very important, girls, and this is something now this is a science. Okay, design thinking, very, very important. Wherever you have let your ideas and creativity flow, okay, now you have to give form to it. Now you have to give form to it, and hence now comes the practical stage of thinking. As I just said, marriage of creativity and critical thinking comes here. Design thinking is structured and systematic. There are 5 stages to design thinking. Okay, please listen to this very, very carefully. Pay attention over here. There are 5 stages to design thinking. The first being empathize. Okay, so when we say empathize, we have to see what does the end user want. So from all that we have gotten inspired from, we have filtered what is my line of interest, what inspiration am I most pulled towards. Okay, and then I have to start building up on that. Okay, now within that I have to empathize on what does my consumer really want. Again, a lot of research happens over here. Okay, now here we have to think about their constraints and their desires. For example, if I am into a spiritual product, if I create something that is of 10 lakh rupees and it is spiritual, no one is going to come and buy that from me. That is their constraint. Okay, so I have done a blue sky thinking process. I have done a vision board process. I'm like, I want to reach, I'm 15 countries today, I want to be 30 countries. Okay, but I have to be like, इंडिया में मेरे कस्टमर को ये चाहिए, यूएस में मेरे कस्टमर को क्या चाहिए. I have to start thinking about their constraints. The constraint is not mine, but their constraints. Okay, so here I empathize with my customer. Okay, the second stage is define. Once I have empathized कि ठीक है, मेरे फॉरेन के कस्टमर को एफर्मेशंस लिखे हुए चाहिए. ठीक है, अभी उसको एफर्मेशंस कौन से शेप में चाहिए, उसको कड़े में चाहिए, उसको पेंडेंट में चाहिए, उसको रिंग में चाहिए, वहां पे क्या ज्यादा चलता है, कौन सा इंस्क्रिप्शन ज्यादा चलता है. Again, now you girls have to customize this to your own product line. Okay, you have to, once you have empathized with your customer, you have to start defining your product. Okay, you have to start defining कि इस कैटेगरी में उनको particularly क्या चलता है. ठीक है, then ideate from there. Once you have understood what your customer wants, you start ideating. You have already been creative. Okay, but now here you have to start ideating, with a balance of creativity and critical thinking. Okay, with a balance of free flow and constraint. Now is the time to ideate according to that. Then we create a prototype and then we test our product. Okay, so now if someone is into garments, then it could be you test the quality, you test the whether it's bleeding or not bleeding, and also maybe you can test the market. Okay, so whether what you have perceived and what have you have understood the market to be, you start with the pilot, you start with the prototype, and you test the market, you test the acceptability of your product there. So very, very important. Ultimately, we are all here to do business. So yes, free flow with your creativity, but we also have to sell. So critical thinking is design thinking. Okay. Anyone has any inputs here?
So, can I add something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I think as you're taking us through the 9 pointers, okay. So as many participants that are there, if they could just think about their business, whatever comes to their mind when you're giving your journey and your example, because that's what I'm trying to do that. So I'm understanding from you how you have done the design thinking for your brand and how you have empathized, defined, ideated. And I'm just writing small keywords for my own business. So as a
Okay.
business coach, how will
Yeah.
I use your example and your story, and how can I fit in for my business?
Can you set the
Because
stage for others so they'll
yeah,
know how to?
yeah. So say for example, we were talking earlier about creative stroll, right? So creative stroll for me is reading a book or
Okay.
seeing a motivational video of Jack Ma,
Okay.
right? And picking up ideas from there, which then I free flow and test my existing clients and then create, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Similarly, and I want everyone to do this because this
So
session is
Roshni,
used. Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, Roshni, I'm cutting you here. So what you have to do over here is, so like you're inspired by Jack Ma, okay? So now the stage over here is also where you have to add in is that what is your customer looking for you? So you are inspired by 10 things that Jack Ma is doing, okay? Out of that, maybe 2 things will only be working for you, for the customer that you are catering to. So that is also a very important stage where we have to identify that this is what I want to do and this is what my customer wants and how do I find the balance, and this is the balance between the two of them.
Right, right. So my only request to everyone who's participating is please make notes, because this is the platform to create something. And since we have Priya with us available live, let's make the most of her time. Let's not take this as a homework because घर पे कुछ नहीं होता है. Let's take this time as we are going with her to make our notes and then shout out loud to her and hear her give a feedback. So that's my only request.
If
Go ahead,
anyone,
Priya. Thank you.
yeah, thanks. If anyone has any input, see, I know design thinking is not also creative thinking and design thinking. It's not something that's just going to happen in an hour for all of us. But has it got your mind and brain running and working? I mean, are you all ready to really, be mindful about your creative process? That is my entire idea to do all of this. Yeah. Okay, so I need 2 or 3 of you all to come up and I need you all to tell me, I want someone to come and tell me what are their hobbies, any top 2 hobbies. Come on, girls, this is easy.
Yeah, I love drawing.
Okay.
So I'm learning Zentangle,
Wow.
and that's it. I love drawing.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I can't. Who is this?
Karishma Kalro.
Okay, so you are learning to draw. Okay,
Yes.
and what is your current? What are you into? What business are you into?
So I am a property consultant.
Okay.
And I stay in Bangalore.
Awesome. And Karishma, now may I ask you, what is the skill set that you're using in your business right now? So what do you exactly do in your business?
So actually I show properties to clients, and I like do rentals and sales.
Okay.
But now because of the lockdown, so trying to find ideas on how do I show people, because we cannot move out.
Right.
So just kept a list of few clients who I had showed properties. So just in touch with them that when the lockdown opens, we can show it to y'all. And we're trying to do video calling by showing them the property. But I think our businesses, we have to wait for the lockdown to go. So till then, I'm just like positively working to reach the goal.
Absolutely. And any takeaway from this session as of now, where you think anything that has ignited your creativity in any way to be able to do this in a better?
Yeah, so when you said empathize, so that's what our businesses, we have to actually look at for all of us, I think it's the same. But yes, that's one thing where I thought I could work on more. Like sometimes we are not aware of what a person is looking to buy, and we get, so we have to concentrate more on that.
Absolutely. So I'm glad there was some takeaway, because you come from a completely different. Also, I mean, just a slight input. I think there are these apps where you can give them a live panoramic view instead of just sending them pictures. They can actually get a live view, and they can. I don't know the words. I'm not a very technically advanced person, but you can scroll through it and kind of give them a panoramic view. So maybe you can think of that. But again, I do agree it is something that people want to physically see. But just to keep them intrigued and involved, maybe you can look at that as an option. Okay, so I really want to know, are you using your passion and your hobby, like you said your hobbies are drawing. So are you, do you think you're using it anywhere in your business to make it more creative?
So yeah, I mean, I don't use it, but yes, it's just that I've learned to do it sitting at home. And it may be like, I drew a tree, so it became more spiritual type, and I felt good, maybe anytime it could come in use.
Wow.
So at least while making a card or something, it just helped.
You can also think of ways, like when you're showing a property to somebody, maybe you can quickly, and if they're confused, ki yahan pe kya aayega, wahan pe kya aayega, you can quickly sketch something for them. You can have your bed here, you can maybe give them like a visual, kind of visual sketch where they could be like, yahan pe bed aisa lagega. You can maybe refine your measurements, ka knowledge a little. Something from maybe, selection
Correct.
process.
Yes, that's something good. Yes, I will work on that. Yeah, like this way the bed will come and they say the room is small or something. So yes, it's a good idea. I'll work on that.
Yes. So all I'm trying to draw upon over here is that please identify what our hobbies and passions are. And if that is not a part of our skill set in our own business, we really need to tap upon that, because that is actually our creative strength. That is actually our productive strength. So, like how I said, I cannot sketch for nuts, but I can conceptualize very well. So I have a sketcher, I have who does my CAD designing and who sits with me and I explain the designs to them. But accounting is something that I enjoy doing. So I've kept that, under me. So you really need to identify what is it that you enjoy doing, what is it that keeps you going, and try and incorporate that. Now, something as, if you're showing flats to somebody, we could incorporate something like drawing into that, So it's not impossible. We just need to find ways to do it. Now we'll go to the next slide. We have to practice, keep practice creating. As I said initially, creativity is an ongoing process. The more you create, the more you will create, okay? Because तुम्हारा mind rewire होता जाएगा. The capacity and capability of your brain will keep expanding, okay? I started with a kada, okay, which was doing only Punjabi scripts. Then I did Arabic. I brought in like 10 different shapes in a simple kada. Okay, today a kada is there in 10 different shapes. Today I'm doing a pendant, I'm doing rings, I'm doing all of that. So you have to keep creating, okay? Again, creativity, as we all said, agreed to in the beginning, it is 10% inborn and 90% labor. So when we say 90% labor, it is all these steps that we just discussed. Okay, we have to keep nurturing our creativity. So this is something that I am going to start doing now, because I am just so my creativity is so surrounded by spirituality and scripts all the time. So this is something I'm consciously trying to do. I consciously try to push past my first ideas, okay, because my initial ideas are going to be my comfort zone. Okay, now spiritual jewelry has become my comfort zone. So the initial ideas are pushed past so that I am able to think out of the box. So you really have to force yourself to come out of that comfort zone. Okay, and that comes at a later stage. When we are fresh, when we are new, we are buzzing. Okay, लेकिन जब अभी 5 साल से spiritual कर रही हो, अभी यार, you know, खुश हूँ अभी उसी में, market है, सब है. So I have to, like, if you want to keep challenging yourself, that is, like, if you're happy being where you are, ठीक है, लेकिन अभी कीड़ा है, challenge करना है, तो आगे बढ़ो. You want to, Roshni?
Sorry?
Unmuted yourself. I thought you wanted to say something.
No. I'm just listening to you.
Okay. Give yourself the freedom to go in different directions. Let your mind flow, and then look at them more critically. Again, we come back to the stage of design thinking. Flow, and then look at things more critically. Okay, and a lot of people are going to laugh on this, because I think a lot of us are doing this right now. Okay, daydream. So no, I am not telling you कि बस बिस्तर पे लेट जाओ और अपना ये सोचो कि अरे आज पति ने ये बोल दिया, आज मम्मी ने ये बोल दिया, आज बच्चों ने ये बोल दिया, बॉयफ्रेंड नहीं आया, ये नहीं हुआ, अकेले बैठी हुई हूँ. No, not that kind of daydreaming. ठीक है, you can do that when you want to do that. But when we talk about daydreaming in your creative, to boost your creativity, it is very difficult. It is difficult for me, okay, because creative people are daydreamers. So it's very important and difficult to do focused daydreaming. So what's really important over here is that it is important for you to have a foundation of the knowledge that you want to draw upon. ठीक है, अगर like if I am doing jewelry today, okay, now if I want to do home accessories, so I need to be like, okay, I really need to ponder and I really need to let my creativity flow. What can I do with home accessories? And then I go, ये possible है, ये possible है, ये possible है, और उसमें फिर मैं blue sky thinking करूँगी. ठीक है? So that is what. So before you just lie down and you be like, when boyfriend, husband, सब लोग आने लग जाए दिमाग में, so you have to really build that foundation कि मेरे को इसके बारे में सोचना है, and then you go deep within it and you wander, and then let your mind wander within those, within that area of thought. And then we come to, this is the final stage where we talk about building a creative portfolio. So this is an amalgamation of all that we have done. Okay, now somebody told me, like I think Roshni told me, that she loves listening to videos. That's right. Is that right, Roshni?
Yes, so motivational videos.
Yes. Okay. So some people like reading books. Some people write reading blogs. Some people like listening to music. Okay. So you need to identify, reflect upon what inspires you to be your best. Okay. Whether you want to read, whether you want to listen to music,